music has come through and stuff that I'm playing before without my putting conscientious effort into it because it's something that I listen to. But yeah, I mean, I think yeah, we talk about. I mean, music always gets separated out into genres and definitions, and I think it's like largely a function of packaging and selling it. Um, but it's just like the rest of life. It's like all mixed up, and it's just you can't really separate out one thing anymore than you can, you know. Um, hmm. Well, I was gonna sort of say like separating out people. I don't know. There's like individuals, but it's like we have all of these kind of.
Well, it's like we can't separate out other parts of ourselves.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
one thing and part another. We're all that we're all of ourselves. We're all of what we are. We're not, this idea of division is kind of it's useful for PR.
yeah,
It's like it's a
yeah,
PR thing, and people want to have some idea of what they're getting, so you need to tell them something. But specifically, jazz has always been free because it always was and it was always free until maybe 30 years. I don't know when until it started, until
yeah.
it decided,
Well,
until it went to
yeah. I
until it
think
went to
all the music is
college.
pretty mixed up. I mean, I think that when I listen to Erica Badu's music, like I hear just like a whole wide spectrum of like the history of black music, and I mean, yeah, the same is true when I listen to people free improvising. Um,
Right. So much
so
is there.
yeah, I think you know the influence have like all the musics have always been influencing each other, and
Right.
that's just like the reality. And so I mean, to for this the set that I planned to do, I was thinking about ways to sort of bring it a little more to the forefront, but I didn't think of it as reaching to a distant land or bringing in something kind of foreign. I mean, it was just like just taking something right here and trying to kind of uncover it a little more clearly. You know,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone else, I mean, since we are on Zoom, you all get, this is the positive thing of Zoom is you get to ask a question, and you can be seen asking it. So would anyone like
Yeah.
to ask Mara a question or participate in what we're talking about? Do you have an opinion that you want to share on this subject?
Mostly want to thank her and to emphasize that although the audio portion was artificially shortened, it was healing for us anyway.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's nice. Thank you for
Thanks.
sharing.
Thanks, Steve.
And does anyone else want to say anything? All right. Well, I guess no one's used to talking but to you
Yeah.
here, but I want to.
I
I've gotten to hear you play, at different points in the last 10 or so years, and it's really beautiful to watch you. I mean, you have so much. The music is yours more and more. It's and that you're really you're playing your music, and it's beautiful, and we're all blessed by that. And to hear someone beginning to really come into their own and be is a wonderful thing, and we need that, and we need each other, and we need each other's creativity, and you know and Arts for Art will do its best to overcome all technical difficulties with greater facility. And next week we will be back in the studio, which is a little bit easier. Um, and if we can get you, I don't know exactly what I can promise, but I will see what I can do, Mara, because because I respect what you're doing, and it's important.
Thanks.
All right, everyone.
Thank you, Patricia.
Yes, thank you all. And if you are still willing to donate, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Blessings. See you next Tuesday. And
Yeah.
and know that I'll have to. I'm so embarrassed. I don't remember. I can't remember. I'm too much in the present. That's my problem. So upcoming, I'll tell you what's happening. Coopermore, right. I should know this well. Coopermore with Matt Motel and Francisco Mela. That's Tuesday. And Mara studied and played along with Coopermore quite a bit over the years, right?
True. Yeah. True.
The fierce and fabulous.
Yeah.
So we're all part of a lineage. We're all we're all thankful, going in each direction. The elders, the youngers.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need all the generations, and so I just want to thank you and know that we're all, well, even when we're not together, we're together in our hearts, because we believe in life, we believe in creativity, we believe in the power of the art to change and heal. And whatever struggles we're going through, and we are all going through them, we will get through them. And that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
The flow. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, Patricia.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take care.
Hey, Sam. I see Sam there.
Bye.
Sounded beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Next time with you.
Once we actually got the sound,
Yeah.
it was interesting just watching you. There was certainly a theatrical component to it. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, when you can't hear, your eyes get ears a little bit.
Yeah. It was interesting. I got a chance to just observe the transformation that happens when one plays. It's a very different state of being than when you're just normally talking. It's almost like, I guess you could equate it to being overtaking with a type of spirit, but you could definitely see that. So that was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was like there was this sort of a dichotomy going on, because what we had was the people in the chat sort of in one state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas you were
Right.
sort of immersed in sort of the moment of performing. So it was kind of interesting. It's like there were like two different planes that everyone was existing on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Huh. Maybe I should go back and improvise with the video of myself. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Two planes.
Yeah. It was very interesting, because it was like you were oblivious to sort of where we were at, and you were kind of in your own space, and we were kind of watching that from maybe a more detached space.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if it must have crossed the boundary somewhere, but I wonder where that somewhere was.
You mean where our two spaces intersected?
Yeah, like the wall between the planes. You know,
Hmm.
I wonder where there must have been some, hops over.
Well,
But
I felt
maybe that was in another.
well. I think the sound is the connecting force. you
Yeah.
know
Okay.
that
Yeah.
that's
Right. Right. Right.
Not always, not just. I
Yeah.
mean, if I weren't so worried, and even I actually, Sam, I think that you, from even what you're telling us, that because you could see it because you recognized it, and because you recognized it, you were with her.
mm-hmm.
Well,
So
you would have an interesting perspective as a dancer. You would be thinking a different. You might have a different connection to the, not necessarily the
visual.
aural, like a different connection to the plane that might not be as dependent on the aural.
Well, I think that it's just that people aren't used to
So
looking at it.
I don't
Just,
know.
I actually
I'm
think
just throwing.
people could.
so you were so Patricia, you were saying you disagree?
Well, not disagree.
No, no, I'm interested in your
That's not the
perspective.
word exact. I wouldn't say disagree. I would say that you weren't the wall between the two worlds was not very thick for you. If you're seeing what you're seeing, then the wall is transparent.
hmm
That's what I'm saying. So, and I'm saying that if I weren't worried, I would have enjoyed it more. But because I
Yeah.
felt responsible and guilty, then I couldn't enjoy it at all. But I did see what you saw.
Yeah.
I looked at Mara and I said, oh, she's there. I think
Yeah.
I did something like that to myself. And then I went and I called so and so and I called so and so.
Yeah.
I did my anxiety dance.
I guess I mean I wasn't saying that nothing was felt
No,
by solely watching her, but there is but we are in different spaces. It's like without the sound, we're not in the same place that she's in.
Yeah.
But we recognize that she's in a space, but it's difficult for us to go there
Yeah.
without sort of being
Yeah.
immersed in the sound that's being played,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I could watch your lips move as you say something in a very angry tone, but if I don't hear the words that you're saying, it's not going to impact me the same.
no.
Yeah. 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 I see. Yeah.
I can only sort of respond to the animation aspect of it.
Yeah. I hear that. Power of sound. Connective power of sound. Yeah.
Never underestimate it.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, Patricia, for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you
It's
for
amazing.
joining us.
I'm
And I
still
think it's
grateful.
good
It was still
for all
really
of us.
good for me to do. Maybe the first part will get to the people somewhere. I'm sure it got to some people somewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to say, I was amazed that we got 17. I mean, because
because because
that,
there were
that
I
was
think
like too
there,
long.
there were
So
20, like at least
impressive.
20 something or maybe close to 30, right? On YouTube.
Yeah, and then there were people on Facebook, and then there were, anyway, but it's okay. We'll make it right, and we'll do the best we can anyway. And I, you know, to argue, now I'm going to argue with you a little bit.
Me?
Yeah, you. Because
Oh,
I really believe, because I have to believe, because it doesn't make sense to me for it not to be true, that like every good and every creative act, if it's done with that kind of intention and focus that Mara had, that creative musical act is, you think of the root back to the water image, the water
mhm.
sound, then you have that creates a these ripples that move way beyond who's ever actually listening and hearing it. It's if you can see it, it's more direct. If you can see it and hear, it's most direct. But even if you're not seeing it or hearing it, knowing that it is happening is another level. It's all the ways to know. It's part of knowing that we're not alone and that what we do actually matters.
Mm.
It doesn't just matter to the 17 people. What we do matters, and that and it's like piling good creativity, good act upon good act to offset the darkness that we dealing with. That's what I actually believe. So yes, there is it was interesting and but that's too mental, and it's not you're denying
Well,
the
I think there's just different ways into it. I mean, I think both are. I think I think they're both valuable reflections.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I was just arguing to make a
I
point,
guess I,
or
I guess
not to put them
I,
down.
that's
I,
your way of working things out. Yeah,
I didn't really hear the disagreement. What
yeah,
was
yeah.
That's good.
That's all I'm saying. I think they're just different.
I didn't it didn't sound like we were disagreeing. We were just sort of having different ways of assessing what we were hearing or what actually what unfolded.
Yeah.
But I think we all sort of felt the same kind of the same thing. I mean, you didn't come away saying there was no difference with sound and without sound.
No, no, I did not say that. Nor would
and,
I
Yeah.
say that.
and I guess that's what I'm saying. That there's a huge difference when you're just watching visually, sort of taking in what's happening versus visually and hearing it, orally taking it in. It's like, as you said, there's another layer of connection that happens.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Feel free to disagree.
No, it's not. It's really not. You're right. It's not really disagreeing. It's like just. I mean, really, all I want to do is
Oh,
believe in the beautiful.
you should
That's all.
send a recording to Richard and Roberta. If you can do anything with it, you should send it to them because
Yeah.
they were gonna they
Have
called
you
me
been in
today.
touch with them much?
Yeah. Richard called me today.
Yeah, I have to call them. I speak to them almost every day, but not quite now because it's getting, yeah.
Yeah,
Are they not doing well health wise, or it's just?
They both got the virus,
Oh, really? Wow.
and Richard got over it relatively quickly without going into the hospital. Roberta ended up in the hospital, and that was traumatic for her. And
Mm.
also, it's affected her memory, it's
Mm.
affected her emotionally.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so they're still themselves. They're still these beautiful couple, and but they're struggling.
Yeah, understandably so.
Yeah. I mean, this virus is no joke. And actually, as a result of this whole thing, Mara, I have now instituted telling everyone they need to get tested. Although I think it's important, but
Okay.
I don't know exactly what I really hope is everyone get the vaccine as soon as possible, because that'll make a difference. The testing gives you a little more information. That's what it does.
yeah.
And we've been, we have protocol that keeps it relatively safe, but there's no assurances anymore. You're just doing the best you can.
Yeah.
But we've decided, like, I'm gonna, I'll get regular testing now from now on until I can get the vaccine.
Yeah.
which should be for me, because I'm old, will be in the next few weeks.
Yeah, just to say, I think if you just go on and make a reservation, you know, you could say you're an educator. I mean,
Well,
my
I'm over 65,
so you can go. So you can go
so
anyway.
I
Yeah,
can.
my friend who's a nurse was saying they're not really looking at people's documentation too much. I mean, if you just basically if you reserve a slot, they're gonna give it to you. So
Yeah,
yeah. So I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I'm a little
Well, I
anxious
think
about it.
that I think artists who want to perform should get it as soon as they can, because it's the only way to be sure because it's crazy. But I'm giving them a few weeks till things get kind of less, they're overwhelmed right now. They're
Yeah.
just, I
Yeah.
imagine in a few weeks they'll be in a better position to handle the hordes of people who they need to vaccinate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky signing up. It goes so quickly.
Right. But I imagine uh, they'll be better able to do it in soon.
Yeah. It's certainly a work in progress, to
Right.
say the least.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the rest of this country we're living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've never heard it put that way. That's kind of interesting. That America being a work in progress.
Uh, well, maybe the word progress isn't holding up so well right now.
Yeah.
I work and digress.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I think that we should let Mara go, and thank you again, Mara.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're beautiful.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Thanks. See you the next time.
All right.
Bye,
All
Sam.
right. Goodbye.
Yeah.